Hi guys, I'm Kaylee and I'm the Sales and Marketing Director here at Automated Office Solutions.
I'm Justin. I'm the Service Manager here at Automated Office Solutions, also a Certified Ethical Hacker.
And it's October, so it's National Cybersecurity Month, so we're coming here today to give you some tips how to stay secure and be smart. So this year has seen major disruptions in the way we work, learn, and socialize, driving many of these activities online. With our homes, schools, and businesses more connected than ever, it's vital to protect it and be cyber smart.
Yeah. So with so many different devices that are out there now that are connected to the internet, there are so many different vectors that the attackers and malicious threat actors can actually get into either your personal information, your Facebook account, your business, your personal financial and business information. So we just want to go over a few different little things that you guys can do for yourself so that you can understand that you're the one that can mitigate the threat the most. So always it's the human factor that attackers usually try to exploit by some type of trick or some type of false sense of urgency or some type of emergency that they might try to force upon the individual. But here's a few tips that we're working with the CISA government agency to make sure that cybersecurity is on everybody's minds going into the election and this time of year. So some simple tips: you want to treat your business information just as you would your personal information. So you don't really, go over to all your friends and tell them what your Facebook password is. You shouldn't go inside the business and everybody know what your business password is for your account. So that's one. Since we use passwords primarily as the authentication mechanism to get into sensitive areas, you want to make sure that your password is not simple. So you also want to make sure your password is not something that everybody else would probably use. So I guess if a real quick Google search would figure out that the number one password in America is password1. And that's because it hits all the various different things where you have security mechanisms in place for a capital letter and a special character and that type of thing. So if your password's password1 right now, please go change it. Another thing is you want to be up to date with what's going on in the world. There may be some news articles and some different types of things and events that are happening right now that they move in. Think of the weather. So you can look outside and see that it's cloudy. Same thing happens in cyberspace. You may have an attack or a campaign that's being initiated by some threat actors, and then for that day there's a lot of virus traffic moving on the internet. So paying attention to the news and some cybersecurity news is a good way of protecting yourself and letting everybody know exactly what is out there right now. And that's how the threat actors usually run this. They run it in a campaign. They have it set up with different stages, and you may have the infection stage where it's like a week-long infection stage, and then they'll initiate after they've had many infections and that type of thing. The primary thing is they don't want you to know that they're there. So most people, most businesses, and most organizations, the breach occurred months before they actually know what's going on. So next thing is social media is a part of the fraud tool set. Social media actually is probably the number one tool that hackers use to gather intelligence on the subjects that they are actually trying to attack. A good thing about, or an issue with this is, like, say your company has a business web page. And on that business web page, you're going to list the CEO. You might list maybe your controller. You might list other people that are your sales associates and those types of things. All public information can be gathered from those individuals at the drop of a hat. So, if someone, for instance, would see maybe Kaylee works for us for the marketing and then go to her social media, they can actually gather a lot of intelligence on Kaylee's personal life that would actually help them possibly guess passwords or probably even guess the security answers to the questions to recover a missing password. Think about it. How many times do you have to answer what your favorite sports team is, or where your mother and father met when they were married, or what your maiden name used to be, or even what your pet's name is? All that stuff is on Facebook, if you put it on there. So the next thing is, it only takes one time for you to get a breach in a business for it to completely destroy your business. So cybersecurity and all these different types of things that come up.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. It's a lot of information.
Oh, I lost my train of thought.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day. This way